Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest night,
No evil shall escape my sight.
that those who worship evil's might.
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Master of the Core. It is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And we're back. This time we're going to wrap up Wrath of the First Lantern. Wrap it up. Say goodbye to every creative team on all four of these books.
Yeah, it's the end.
As we know it.
Yeah.
I feel fine. All right. All right. Before we start, I did get Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum #1.
Okay, cool. How was that?
It was good. I mean, again, it's basically setting up the next storyline. It's basically rebuilding, and we basically see everyone. I don't think we saw Joe or Simon, but we did see everyone else. So,
Okay, cool.
yes.
I did get to read 18.
Oh, yes. Thoughts?
Very good. You know, I have the will of a god. I have the will of a man. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I do have some.
I am God.
Yeah, I do have some weird. I mean, everything John went through for that Dark Star ring, and then he basically Kilowog comes up and just takes it from him and then gives it to the bad guy. I mean, it was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really weird.
We always give John stuff and then just like either don't go anywhere.
Take it away or
it
yeah,
away.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, weird. But I mean, Jeremy Adams is doing a great job. I'm looking forward to every issue, and seeing where we go from here. I mean, it sounds like you start rebuilding. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wait till you read it. There's something they did. I was like, why would you do that? But
okay.
I kind of get it, but I don't get it. But we'll see. I mean, again, I'm setting up a new story and stuff. So,
Okay.
although I did read Jeremy Adams' Aquaman #1, that was good.
Okay, I haven't read that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good art. He's basically Aquaman, kind of rocking a new power. So,
Okay. There's kind of an Aquaman scene in the Green Lantern Corps with a guy on Earth.
oh yeah. Oh,
10 days. All he lasted 10 days.
I know. 20 was pie in the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, should we jump into this? Because again, Green Lantern 20 is a bigger issue.
It is a triple-sized issue. We'll get into it. Let's get into it, and then we can get into it. How about that?
Yes.
Oh, what? We're episode 207. Is that right?
Oh, that's right. Okay, yes, I know that Will's next move is going to be like, "Hey, where's the banner at?"
Hey, where's the banner at?
I did actually do it. I just forgot to put it up. There you go.
Nice. Well, you know, all your hard work. We've got to see your hard work, man. Right?
Exactly. All right, look at the cover. All right, so yeah, officially, yes, Green Lantern 20 is the final part, and all the other three are just epilogues. So, all right, let's get to. All right, kids, sit back, relax. This is a long synopsis here. So Green Lantern Volume 5, #20 from July 2013, The End. Writer Jeff Johns, Pencilers, Doug Mank, Patrick Leeson, Cully Hamner, Aaron Cooter, Jerry Ordway, Ivan Reyes, Ethan Vaughn Skyver. So seven pencilers, kids. Inkers, Christian Alame, Keith Champagne, Mark Deering, Mark Irwin, Wade Von Grawbadger, Tom Guyan, Doug Mank, Eau Claire Albert, and Joe Prado. So you're 9 inkers, kids. Colorist Alex Sinclair and Tony Avina, letterer Dave Sharp, and editors Cal Andrew Quazik and Chris Conroy and Matt Idelson. Many years into the future, a young lantern named Snow has completed his training and earned his badge. Excited, Snow asked the bookkeeper of Oa to tell him the story of Hal Jordan. The bookkeeper went,
Not again.
exasperated. The bookkeeper complies and retells Hal's first years as a lantern, his corruption from Parallax, his redemption, his exploits in the War of Light, and finally his death. In the present, Hal had jumped off a cliff in the dead zone in order to commit suicide and obtain the power of the Black Ring. Meanwhile, in the realm of the living, Sinestro had retrieved his old yellow ring and power battery. Released from the Chamber of Shadows, the Templar Guardians discovered Volthoom had taken the Great Heart, the first lantern ever created. On Oa, Volthoom is close to completing his plan. Having imprisoned the Guardians, Volthoom is aware of the Guardians' creation of the Great Heart. Long ago, the Guardians feared the power of their own emotions, so they extracted all emotions from their mind, creating the first lantern and the first ring. Volthoom, having traveled across space and time to witness the creation of the first lantern, obtained the ring. Using his powers, Volthoom returns emotions to the Guardians, who begin to feel shame for all the things they have done. Volthoom then plans to use the Green Lantern Central Battery to increase his power, but in that moment, the Green Lantern Corps counterattack. In the Dead Zone, Hal has acquired the Black Ring and Black Hand's body disintegrates. Tomar Ray asks Hal how he will escape from the afterlife, and Hal replies he will ask help from some friends. At Nock, homeworld of the Indigo tribe, Indigo 1 begins to channel the light of the Black Lantern. I love when she starts talking to Hal, and she's like, Nock, and I was waiting for Hal to go, who's there?
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, on Oa, Volthoom begins decimating the Green Lanterns until Atrocitus and the Red Lanterns arrive to take vengeance. Atrocitus snaps Volthoom's neck, but this does not kill him. Instead, Volthoom blasts the Red Lanterns away while telling them how silly they are. Zilius Zox prevents the Green Lanterns from helping, along with Bleeze and Dexstar, saying that Atrocitus wants Volthoom for himself, but Gnort restrains him with a dog construct. Yeah, that's right, kids. Gnort shows up for this thing. Out of
We
nowhere.
haven't seen Gnort since pre-rebirth, right?
I think so, yeah. I think
He gives me his bone.
Nice.
Cal also brings the Blue Lanterns, Indigo Lanterns, and Star Sapphires as additional reinforcements. The combined lantern forces unite their powers, allowing Mogo to fire a powerful combined energy blast at Volthoom. However, Volthoom is not affected, but in that moment, Sinestro smashes him with the yellow central battery. Enraged, Sinestro attacks Volthoom with everything he has got. Also, the Indigo Lanterns arrive at Oa and channel the Black Light, opening a portal to the Dead Zone. Suddenly, Black Lantern Hal and an army of zombies attack Volthoom. Despite this, Volthoom easily rips through the dead army and attacks Hal, trying to seek the one point in his life where he was fully consumed by despair. Hal initially believes it was Parallax, but Volthoom finds Hal's true weakness, the death of his father. Young Hal sees Volthoom, who says that he is an angel who can bring his father back. He only has to wish for it. Tearful, the boy accepts, and Volthoom uses his despair to regain his full power. Sinestro returns the yellow battery and summons Parallax, becoming his latest host. However, Sinestro has become the full master of Parallax, allowing him to use his power without being corrupted. As Sinestro and Volthoom fight after Volthoom reminds him that he is the first lantern and a god, Hal returns to the Dead Zone. There he meets his father, who says that he and his mother are very proud of him. Then Martin leads Hal to the tomb of Necron. Placing his ring on the tombstone, Hal opens the tomb and Necron is unleashed on Oa. Sinestro tells Hal to kill Volthoom while he has the chance, but Hal is aware that if Volthoom dies while connected with the emotional spectrum, the universe will be destroyed. To avoid that, Hal takes away all of Volthoom's powers, reducing him to a normal human. Volthoom is finally vulnerable, and Necron kills him with his scythe. With Volthoom dead, the first ring vanishes and the Guardians are free. Meanwhile, Hal sees his child self, who confuses him with his father. Hal embraces his child self, telling him that everything will be all right. Happy, the boy disappears. In that moment, Abinsur's old ring chooses Hal as its wielder, resurrecting him and welcoming him to the Green Lantern Corps. With Hal alive, the Black Ring no longer has a wielder, and Necron is banished back into the dead zone. Hal recovers his father's old jacket and is reunited with Carol. In that moment, the Green Lanterns are attacked by the Sinestro Corps because Sinestro reactivated them. Hal realizes the Yellow Corpsmen are distraction, and Sinestro is going for the Guardians. While the Green Lanterns take care of the Corpsmen, Hal goes after Sinestro, who still retains the power of Parallax. As they come to blows, Hal refuses to lose faith in Sinestro, having seen the kind of Green Lantern he can be. However, Sinestro proclaims that with the death of Korgar, he no longer has anything to live for. Their battle was brief, as Sinestro has already killed the Guardians because it was their fault that they created the Manhunters in the Third Army. He even left one for Atrocitus. Only Ganthet refused to beg for his life, having lost Said somewhere among the stars. Ganthet had nothing left. Sinestro prepares to leave Oa, leaving the Corps in the hands of Hal and the Templar Guardians, who are saddened of the Guardians' deaths. Before they leave, Hal asks Sinestro the question he was about to make while they were on Yzamalt. Were we ever truly friends? Sinestro and his Corps depart from Oa, but not before answering Hal's question. That's the tragedy of all this, Jordan. Hal, we'll always be friends. Afterwards, the Red Lanterns took their leave as well. The Star Sapphires, Blue and Indigo Lanterns remained on Oa in order to help the Green Lanterns rebuild. The Templar Guardians also decide to remain on Oa and become accepted by all. As the bookkeeper finishes his tale, he proclaims that even now the Templar Guardians have become leaders of the Corps. Lantern Snow then asks what happened to the heroes after their years of adventure. The bookends of rebirth. The bookkeeper reveals their fates. Guy Gardner, the warrior, grew old, but his courage remained great as ever. He spent his later years on many bars on several sectors of space, retelling his years of adventure to interested patrons. On one special occasion, Wolfunga, the Unrelenting, tried to attack him, but Guy easily took him down with one punch.
One punch.
Oh Lord. John Stewart, the bridge builder, returned to Earth and married Yura Sinril. Fatality, kids. He became a U.S. senator, and his actions as a leader were remembered by many generations.
That's so creepy, dude.
I know. Kyle Rayner, the torchbearer, became a healer known across the universe. The White Lantern blessed him with the ability to heal any kind of injuries. He was forever content with his new duty. Simon Baz, the miracle worker, was allowed to keep his ring and became the teacher of Jessica Cruz, who became a Green Lantern after the death of the Justice League. He remained friends with Badge and showed everyone what the ring was fully capable of. Atrocitus the Cursed remained in command of the Red Lanterns, we'll see about that, who continue thirsting for vengeance on those who have wronged others. Atrocitus has learned the pain of loss never fully disappears. Larfleeze the Hoarder eventually found his family and traded every possession he had to see them again. But in time, he returned to his old ways, stealing everything he could get his hands on. St. Walker, the Believer, retained his faith, and the Blue Lantern Corps grew in numbers that rivaled the Green Lantern Corps. Walker fell in love again and started a new family. In time, the Blue Lantern Corps brought hope to every sector of the universe. Iroke, the Redeemer, eventually took her ring off, proving that she no longer needed it to feel compassion. The Indigo tribe continued working to save those believed beyond redemption. Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and Carol Ferris, Star Sapphire, got married and had a son named Martin. Free of fear, Hal and Carol led a full life of love. In time, they became grandparents and retained their old rings even in old age. Lantern Snow then asks about Sinestro, and the bookkeeper replies that Sinestro's fate will never be known, as he burned those pages from the Book of O long ago. The bookkeeper's hand is magenta, revealing himself to be Sinestro. In the present, Sinestro visits Larfleeze's cave and completes a trade he made with him. Ganthet and Sade are alive and together, and Larfleeze gets to keep the greatest secret of the universe to himself. When Ganthet asks Sinestro why he spared their lives, Sinestro replies that he knows how How does it feel to lose it all? The bookkeeper finishes the tale of how Jordan, God, the greatest Green Lantern of all time. Who wrote this? Will Allred?
I have to say I was kind of disappointed, and I think it comes down. I think my disappointment goes back to the rise of the Third Army, because as villains,
They went nowhere.
they went nowhere, but they were poorly defined. I mean, if an explosion could kill them, but a Green Lantern couldn't kill them, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And then Volthoom, okay, great, he's powerful, but what's he really do? What's he really want? He just wants to be sadistic. I mean,
Well, it seems like a lot of people just want to rewrite the universe in their image, which he was trying to do.
Well, I guess, but I mean,
I know. Again, that wasn't even that well defined either. It's like, okay,
yeah, how did he do this? I mean, he had all this power, yeah, but he didn't have enough. But then he got enough, and then he didn't rewrite the universe, but he did. But they got to him before it finished being. It was kind of confusing. I mean, and I mean,
and I think more happened in this one issue than all previous chapters of this crossover.
yeah, I mean, it did. It felt
Combined.
rushed, just boom, 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 everything happening all at once. And then, I have to, okay, Hal is dead, but his old ring, which is actually Kyle's ring, right? Wasn't
Yeah,
Kyle's ring made from Hal's broken ring?
yeah, it was. But again, I mean, after Rebirth, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
But apparently, okay,
but Sinestro's ring crumbled to dust when he became,
yeah, so we're gonna set that aside for a moment. But Hal's dead, but is will so strong that a ring chose him and suddenly he's alive? What?
Yeah, I know. It's like the ring can bring you back to life. Okay.
I didn't think that worked that way. I mean, huh. So
I think in its clumsy way, this issue was trying to replay like the Jeff John hits, like Blackest Nights and
yeah.
War,
Mhm.
Rebirth, all
And I get it. It's just that telling the story that way adds a certain distance to it that I don't, which I don't think helped, because we had been on the outside. I mean, honestly, Hal and Sinestro hadn't really done much for, what, 8 months at this point. I mean, they'd been in the dead zone. Sinestro got out the last issue, and then watched Corrigar die. But
I mean, everything gets reset in this issue. I mean, again, Sinestro's had that green ring since before New 52 started, pretty much.
yes, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I really, if we look at a graph kind of, and I'm going, this is my left. Okay, I'll start over here. If we start here, Rebirth is a high water mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it dipped a little bit in the beginning, as they were finding their feet and getting the first year of Green Lantern, I don't think is as good as Rebirth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fair. But then, boom, it started jumping up with Sinestro Corps War, right? And it stayed in an upward until Blackest Night. So that's Wrath. I mean, that's Wrath of the Red Lantern. No, what's it?
But
Wrath of the Red Lantern. No, what was the? It was a Final Crisis, Wrath of the Red Lantern, wasn't it? Wasn't that the?
Was it? Is it Rage of the
Rage of the it's Rage of the Red Lantern. Sorry. And you got that arc with the Red Lanterns. Then you get the arc with the Orange Lanterns. You get more. You get the Blue Lanterns in there somewhere too. I mean, boom. As we get into and I really think from a just from a storytelling standpoint, Green Lantern under Jeff Johns really reached its peak. At the end of Blackest Night.
Mhm.
I think that was the peak. Now, we had the New Guardians arc after that, and it's still good. Don't get me wrong, but the the power, the quality, just everything working on all cylinders that was leading, from Sinestro Corps, I would say even what was the arc with the Lost Lanterns, Revenge of the Green Lanterns. I think
Mhm.
from there on out, it's going up until the end of Blackest Night. But then it starts going down with the New Guardians arc, and then we get War of the Green Lanterns, which was good, but not Sinestro Corps War good, not Blackest Night good, right?
Mhm.
And then that's the end of pre New 52 Green Lantern, right?
Mhm.
But the New 52, I think we ended up here somewhere, and New 52 started down here, and then it just kept. I mean, there seems to be just a drop, at least in my mind,
Yeah.
because it. I mean, the pacing was just, and explaining. We never really saw the Third Army. I mean, if they were really decimating worlds, not decimating, consuming worlds of all their people, right? Then why wasn't it a bigger deal? We only saw them, and then again, if they can be blown up with stuff in some dude's garage, granted, a terrorist dude, but if they can be blown up by stuff in some dude's garage, how can they beat a Green Lantern?
Yeah.
I mean, it just, and then suddenly, with the snap of a finger, they're gone. I mean, is that trillions of people? Is that billion? How many? How large was
Oh,
the
that's
Third
true.
Army?
Yeah, because they like actually like physically took him over. Yeah. So what?
Mhm.
It just okay. Wow. We got rid of all these people. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many billions? How many trillions were murdered by the Guardians and ultimately Volthoom? And
Mm.
then Volthoom just being, I don't know. I feel like he was just there to be powerful. He didn't seem to be. I don't know. He just didn't really work for me because what is his power exactly? What is he doing? Well, he can make these various, make you dream, change reality. Okay, great. How's he doing that? Why is he doing that? I mean, he's a sadist. Okay, great. He feeds off of the whatever, but then how do you beat him? Well, you take away his power. Okay, but only a dead guy can do that. It just, it doesn't. I don't know. I really love the sentiment. The greatest Green Lantern. Yeah, it's a great sentiment. But I don't know. This story, the New 52, has just not been.
Yeah.
It's been a disappointment, to be honest. At least from my standpoint, and not just for the Green Lantern title. Well, I'm sure we're going to talk Core and New Guardians and Red Lanterns in a moment. But
Wow.
you know, I do have to say though that what Jeff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver, Carlos Pacheco, Ivan Reyes, all of the artists that Patrick Gleason on the Green Lantern Corps, who was the other artist? Who was the artist on this issue?
Which one?
Yeah, he was the main artist on the Green Lantern book for a while.
Oh, Doug Manker.
Doug Mank, yeah, Doug Mank. So what Johns did with all of these artists and really great artists is, he kind of redefined Green Lantern and then took it from something that was kind of at a low point
Mm-hmm.
and made and remade, rebooted, rebirthed, whatever you want to say, and turned it into, something amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for that, he should get, he and those art teams should get, all the kudos.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But having said that, I don't think they went out. I don't think Johns went out on the strongest story.
Mm-mm.
I think if he would have, for him to go out on top, he'd have to go out right after Blackest Night. because I feel like the stories since then have not lived up to what he was able to do before.
Yeah, agreed.
Hmm. I mean, and this issue, again, a weird telling of it from the far future, or not the so far future. I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't work. There was lots of things about this issue that didn't work for me. The art was great, but it just seemed like, oh, hey, we're gonna, oh, we've got you now. No, you don't. Oh, now we've got you. Oh, wait, no, we don't. Oh, now we've got you. I mean, it was just like the thing I think that makes Blackest Night stand out is that it wasn't just overpowering the bad. They had to think.
Mm-hmm.
How did they beat Necron? Oh, hey, he's being channeled through a guy. Hey, why don't we just use the White Lantern and make him live again?
Yeah,
Ever,
yeah.
okay.
I get this one. They're like, okay, we're gonna point a cannon at you. We're gonna point a bigger cannon at you.
Yeah. Oh wait, and here's a bunch of dead cannons. Oh wait, and here's I mean it seemed to escalate and it just kind of lost all meaning. It was just
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the art was great, but I don't know, the story didn't have that resonance that earlier stories had.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I say that about all of the New 52, even Green Lantern. So
And I found it weird too. I mean, I know the Guardians had gone full psycho and were again trying to consume the whole universe with the Third Army, but it was just the Red Lanterns coming to kill them, and there's not even a question of in anyone's mind. Oh, should we try to stop the Red Lanterns or try to hold them? It's basically like, oh, you killed the Mad Guardians for us. Okay, bye.
yeah, thanks. Now that brings up a question.
Hmm.
WTF? Where did they find where did they find Saeed? Because she was dead.
I know.
Third Army killed her, which we thought was weird at the time because she's a freaking Guardian, right?
So maybe, I mean, did the Third Army's victims go back to normal? I mean, again, there was no explanation. It was just, oh, snap our fingers. Let's erase this problem off the page. What happened? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if they just go away,
the hallmark of New 52. I don't know. It's just
I don't know. Yeah, it just
happens.
Stuff happens. Yeah. So, I mean, I thought it was nice that Ganthet, and we get a really good kind of discussion in the core issue, or sorry, New Guardians issue, the New Guardians issue with Kyle. But
hey, maybe they gave Sayid a Green Lantern ring. Maybe that brought her back to life.
Yeah, I don't know. I was really hopeful about this arc, maybe elevating everything that had come before it, but honestly, it was just kind of more of the same. And
again, if we're going to try to give Ganthet and Sayid a happy ending, at least explain it.
Yeah, there was a lot. You're right. There was a lot left unsaid. Did those people return to where they were? Did they get if he undid it, was there never a Third Army? So
how about instead of spinning our wheels for the last how many weeks, explain stuff.
Yeah. I mean they tried to wrap it. I get they tried to wrap everything up, and they did. They wrapped everything up, but I don't know. It just.
But you could have gone you had 4 books a month. You could have went into a little more detail on stuff if you had planned this a little better.
Yeah. What happened?
You had 4 different creative teams. You could have been like, okay, you explain this part. You explain this part. You explain this part.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. This was kind of disappointing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, we did get some good lines out of like, go ahead and do whatever stupid thing you're going to do, Jordan.
Which
is fair. I mean, fair.
Well, again, it's New 52. Don't expect anything but stupidity.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think this kind of ended more with a whimper than with a bang, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. You ready for the next one?
Let's rock on.
Because there's at least one plot thread we have to tie up.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, they tied up that plot thread. Like, okay, cool. I had already forgotten about that.
all right, Green Lantern Corps Volume 3, number 20 from July 2013, Coda. Writer Peter Tomasi, penciler Fernando Passarin, inker Scott Hanna, colors Gabe Edelab, letterer Dave Sharp, and editors Chris Conroy and Matt Idelson. After it says after the main story, I'm guessing they mean Green Lantern 20. After the main story, everyone celebrates their victory, but Guy Gardner was informed by Salak, who they find where the Guardians had him locked up, that an alien named Zar, who is freed by the Guardians of the Universe, is attacking his family and kills Zar with the help of Saint Walker. Then spends time with his family while John Stewart and Fatality continue their relationship. All over Mogo.
Is super creepy.
I know. Remember the good old days when she just like vowed death to every Green Lantern ever?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's something that.
Remember when he visited her in prison because she was locked away because she killed a whole bunch of people?
Yeah. I mean, I really think that she has been reprogrammed by the ring.
Yeah.
So
Although, I mean, in this issue, they both take off their rings, well, and everything else, but
yeah, and Moko's already got trees back on him and stuff. That was weird. I mean, because he was, like space rocks not too long ago. So
comics, it's a healing factor.
exactly.
But that would have been an interesting plot thread. It's like when they were going to, make love and she took off that ring and he discovers, oh no, she still hates me and every other Green Lantern, but it's that ring. So it's,
Yeah. Again, it's still, I mean, because, Carol's had issues with it, but she's,
but I'd say for the most part, her
yeah,
original personality.
she seems to be in control, whereas I don't think Fatality's in control. I mean, it just doesn't seem like it. I mean, and this weird, it's just, yeah, this is the dude supposedly that let your entire planet die. Now, granted, I think he gets way more credit for that than he should.
Yeah.
But still, you dedicated your entire life up until you got brainwashed into killing Green Lanterns and him in particular.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little, yeah, it's just weird.
Again, it's New 52, high body counts and WTF relationships.
That's coming up for us, yes.
More to come, yes.
Yeah, I thought the main story with Guy was, it was good. Him trying to relax on Earth for, 10 days and then.
Yeah, well, he said, he tells his family, yeah, I'm gonna stay closer to home and all this and yada yada.
3 or 4 months, yeah.
10 days, yes, he lasts 10 days. And as Will said, there's a scene with Aquaman. Well, at least a likeness at a miniature golf course that Guy takes his frustrations out on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love how he just grabs Saint Walker and takes him. He's like, oh, you're coming with me. The like hyper charge is running. What was he like over 300%? He like blasts and just vaporizes.
Which is, I don't know. I feel like that's a little out of character. I mean, when he was forced to kill pre-New 52, it was a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he would have just. I mean, again, this is New 52, so. Yeah, whatever. But I don't think that's a normal Guy move,
What, just vaporizing a guy?
Just vaporizing a guy, yeah.
Yeah, because even 90s guy wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean.
In New 52 fashion, I was almost waiting for that to be an illusion. And it's like, oh, psych, your family's dead or something. But no.
No, it's just, yeah, okay.
It was good, but.
I mean, honestly, these 4 issues this week are probably some of the strongest issues that we've gotten in quite a while.
Stuff happens.
stuff actually happens. Yeah. So
Which is pretty sad because 3 of them are epilogues.
exactly. Exactly. Oh well. That's what I got.
You got that nice splash page at the end.
Yep.
All right, ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
All right. All right, we got there's the cover. All right. So next we jump to Green Lantern New Guardians number 20 from July 2013. There we go. Reunion. Writer Tony Bedard, penciler Andreas Gainaldo, inker Raul Fernandez, colorist Will Quintana, letterer Dave Sharp, and editors Chris Conroy and Matt Idelson. After the end of the crossover, Kyle Rayner and Saint Walker go around Earth healing the planet. While talking about the Lantern Corps, as Kyle decides to spend time with his father, Aaron Rayner, and it is revealed that Ganthet is secretly alive along with Sade. Yeah, so funny. Yeah, Saint Walker was still hanging in orbit, wait for Kyle since Guy dragged him to Earth. I don't know if they actually mentioned that. No, I accompanied the Lantern Gardner to Earth. It's like, yeah, see, Green Lantern Corps 20.
See, now there's something. Kyle even says it in here. A White Lantern can't bring people back to life. Dude, no, seriously, that's what you do. It's like it's like in the name almost. It's life. You're a life lantern, not a death lantern. And
Okay,
you've seen it.
I'm adding something else to the list. New 52, high body counts, what WTF relationships, and dumbing everything down.
Yeah, I mean, him becoming a White Lantern, and they actually touched on it just a little bit. Is that, well, how am I different than an Indigo Lantern? I'm like, yes, you are. Thank you. And then they just ignore it. I mean,
I know.
and what happened to the life entity? Is it still in Earth? Is it ever touched on again? We know Necron is the death thing, and we've got the white entity, which is life.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like we use Necron and stuff in the Green Lantern 20. I mean, where was the white? And
Kyle's a White Lantern. He can do his thing, right? So
that's the other thing. We dumbed down the white, all the white ring, the entity. So so Necron could come in and clean up our.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's. I just New 52's use of the White Lantern has not been. It's just not been good, And
it's more of just a tool to like, oh, well, how can we make Kyle different?
Yeah, and I know that Kyle is basically going to stop being a White Lantern and come back to being a Green Lantern, and I think that that's fine because we have a lot of different Green Lanterns. I mean, I thought he worked great in the core book, right? That was awesome. He and Guy, and then we had Soranik, and we had Princess Iolande, we had the other core members, the Vance, whatever those guys.
Vath Sarn or whatever.
Yeah, Vath Sarn and his teammate. I mean, we had lots of lanterns, and that was really a high point in the core book. But now, when you get right down to it, the core book is Guy and John. Kyle gets the New Guardians book, which actually hasn't been the New Guardians since number 11, number 10.
Well, it seemed like we were changing up the roster some, but then especially once this crossover hit, it was basically every man for himself.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I mean, it just and define pardon my French, what the hell a White Lantern can do. Okay. Yeah, can he make white constructs? That's cool. But okay, guess what? He can literally bring the dead back to life.
Mhm.
Literally.
And I guess it was more New 52 rewriting, but I mean, back during when Cal was like the only Green Lantern, didn't we like discover even if he didn't, like his father was like in the military or a secret agent
And
or
he already
something?
met him. Yeah, he met him.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So
they chatted,
I
when he
guess
was
that I guess
Ion.
yeah, I guess we got rid of that for New 52. I don't know, because now he's just the mechanic at the garage he saw when Volthoom showed him his visions and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that seems to just be a nonsensical retcon. Why? Just why? I mean, wait, say it, Phil.
New 52.
Thank you.
And again, I'm trying to remember because again, we're going to be changing all the creative teams here, kids. But I can't remember if they even like touch on the father again or not. I can't remember. But I'm just like, yeah, what's the point of redoing it if you're not going to do anything with it?
Yeah, I mean, that makes a really good point. And thinking about this,
Oh, and then didn't his mother died in one story? We don't even mention the mother anymore.
yeah, yeah, it's just weird. But hey, and Hal's actually been on Earth a lot. Actually, pretty much the whole the whole New 52. He was mostly on Earth. So once New 52 ends, we get two books, right? We get Green Lanterns with Jessica and
Simon.
Simon, and then we get Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, which I haven't read any of yet, so I'm kind of looking forward to
Oh,
us getting there. But I don't know. It's just I thought it was strange that we had to bring Hal back to Earth for this series because he'd been gone so long, but it's not really that long, at least in my mind, right?
pretty much.
Oh well. Oh well. But we did get a good ending, Saeed and Ganthet.
Hmm.
Um, but you're right, the Guardians had to die. Those Guardians had to die for everything that they had, wrought. And it just happened.
Again, no one seems to care. It's just like, oh, okay, they died. Okay.
Yeah, they're dead. Okay, good.
Oh, we got new Guardians. Okay, we have
Yeah, we
replacements.
got
Okay,
we got a whole new set. It's all good now. All good.
the warranty covered it. We got new
Yeah,
Guardians.
yeah, we got a warranty replacement. They were shipped overnight. It's okay.
They had some in the warehouse.
Yeah.
They were locked in that vault thing. Yeah, they're in the warehouse.
Um,
All right, you want to
yeah,
do? Well,
there was something weird that I did want to mention. What was it? Yeah, Kyle's dad. What, White Lanterns, what can a White Lantern do? Um, there
again,
was something else.
another weird send off for this creative team.
Yeah, I mean, you have Said and Ganthet just kind of hanging out there. Um, yeah, it was, and you had Kyle flying around the world just helping people with St. Walker,
Hmm.
you know. I don't know. It was, again, it's weird to me that these four issues are probably the best that we've had in quite some time, right?
And
So
again,
we'll have to go rank it after that we get through them, okay?
oh yeah, and again, the epilogues having more than a lot of these chapters.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
All right, so we get the Red Lanterns.
Last one.
Last one. All right, we got Red Lanterns number 20. I guess I will kind of have to walk through this one because there's no synopsis. But Red Lanterns number 20 from July 2013, A Death Long Coming. Writer Peter Milligan, penciler and inker Will Conrad, colorist Dwayne Barreto, letterer Taylor Esposito, and editors Chris Conroy and Matt Idelson. All right, so
This was, you know, Milligan is a really accomplished writer,
Mm-hmm.
but this is not his best work, in my opinion.
No, you know.
And I'm not going to necessarily blame him. I think a lot of this is down to editorial and things out of his control.
And do you think that they like kind of like gave last minute notice to a lot of them saying, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be, yeah, Jeff Johns is leaving. This is gonna be this month's gonna be the end of all of you." And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, okay, whatever. But I mean, we get the stupid little story with Rancor.
Oh Lord, yes, because he comes back to see that girl and the guy
Yeah.
came back and was messing with her, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill him," and she's like, which is weird because again, you remember in that one issue, she was like, "Oh, I was, I liked it when you broke his arm.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he's
Yeah.
supposed to kill him." He's like, she's like, "No, you know."
Yeah. Now, at the end, did he kill both of them?
No, I think because she walks away. When he says she won't see either of us again, I thought that meant he killed the guy.
Oh, kill the guy. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I
All
thought.
right. All right. Cool. And that, which is a really, I mean, a lot of these endings seem kind of really quick and forced, and they probably are. But Bleeze, you want to take over the lanterns? Nah, I'm good. It's okay.
And again, all the fighting Lee's and Rancor, and then she's like, well, "What about Rancor?" And it's like, okay.
And we get to see him kill the last Guardian. He got to chase him down, kill him, and this was stuff happened, which was great. But the inversions. That was just weird. That was just weird.
Yeah. All of a sudden they I don't know, they seem weak. I don't know.
Yeah. We're out of practice. So see ya.
We can't.
And they're just gone.
Yeah, we can't take down the Red Lanterns. We can't take over the Central Battery.
Okay, now we're just gone. I wonder if
I
that
know.
ever gets followed up on.
Yeah. Let's just forget about Atrocitus, the guy who like locked us up for how many billions of years.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this was a weird issue.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends with, "There's no humans here," and Red Lanterns are back at it again. I mean, that's...
because Atrocitus calls him human. And he's like, "Human? There are no humans here." Because I guess he's been up on Earth or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. So...
Oh, I'm sorry. The girl didn't want to watch you murder a guy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You need a hug. Go find Saint Walker.
Yeah, that was weird.
All right, so how would you rank this week's issues?
The issues. La, 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 la. Sad to say, but I might rank them in the order we did them: Green Lantern Corps, Green Lantern New Guardians, and Red Lanterns last. That might be.
I think I might put the New Guardians above the Corps.
Yeah, most weeks I was, but I thought this. I don't know. For the most part, I thought the guy stuff was better than what we've been getting. But
well, I mean, it was nice to see Kyle.
Yes.
So I think that may just be why I'm ranking it above the guy issue.
And
I didn't like the guy, nuked the guy.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I think I think we agree on the first and last. So now this is our 4th week of Wrath of the First Lantern.
Yes.
16 issues. This thing should have been about 8.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Everything should have been explained. Yeah.
Yeah. What week do you think is the strongest, and what week do you think is the weakest?
I would say this week is the strongest because
Mhm.
things happened in
Yeah.
every book. The weakest, I would say, God, what was I'd say maybe, was it week 2 or I think
I
was
think
the
so.
weakest? Yeah.
With the dreams.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That my first thought was that's the weakest week. Nothing happens in that week. I think that was week 2. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I agree. I completely agree with you.
Week 2, 2 week.
It is indeed. Um, so okay, so to back up for a moment, we started with Green Lantern Volume 3.
Yes.
He Who Shall Not Be Named reign on the book
Yes.
up until issue 47,
Yes.
which included a Guy Gardner book and Green Lantern Mosaic. So that era ended and ushered in the Ron Mars and Daryl Banks era, Kyle era,
Yes.
right? And it ended with Judd Winnick coming in, right? There were some fill-in issues, I know, but basically we got the Winnick era, which was
yeah.
Ion and the Yellow Lantern Ring guy, and yeah, I don't even remember his name. And then after Winnick left, we got oh crap, we even had a great interview with him on here.
Yeah. Oh God. What is on the tip of my tongue? Hold on, let me look this up, and I'm gonna kick myself because
I am too, because we had a great discussion with him. It was great.
I follow him on Facebook and everything, and I'm just like, why
Mhm.
can't I not think of this gentleman's name? It's just
We're getting old and senile, is what it is.
well, yeah, that too. Hold on, I'm looking this up. But after his run, we got Ron Mars came back for that.
Ron Mars came back for kind of a wrap up of that
Oh yeah,
volume.
Ben Robb, yeah,
And Rob, yes.
yeah.
Okay. So in that time, I mean, that's 187 issues right there,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which leads us into the Jeff Johns era. Rebirth, Green Lantern Volume 4, and Green Lantern Volume 5, with Green Lantern Corps and all the stuff that goes with it. Now, he didn't necessarily write all those.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had Dave Gibbons writing, you know, some of the early stuff, and then we had Peter Tomasi, Patrick Gleason on art. Sorry, I was looking at my giant omnibus there. So the Jeff Johns era, 2005 to 2013 is where we ended up.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say,
Okay.
yeah, it's like kind of the end of another era because Jeff Johns is leaving. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it's just interesting that, you know, we look back on He Who Shall Not Be Named, his run on Green Lantern, and there are some standout. I mean, the road back has some good moments. It doesn't. I don't feel like it holds up, you know, as well. You know, on reread, I'm not as impressed with it now as I was, you know, 30 years ago. God, I'm old. Uh, and
What the beginning of Volume 3?
yeah, mhm.
Well, that was coming out of Action Comics. Anything would look better than coming out of Action Comics Weekly.
That is true. We don't talk about that, Phil.
Right.
That's first rule. And then I'll be honest, I have initially I was not a fan of the Ron Mars stuff
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't the type of Green Lantern stories I wanted. But when we came back to it, you know, all these years later, I was able, you know, with that distance to appreciate it for what it was. I mean, it's good superhero comics, you know, and so that was a nice surprise to me, you know, when we went back and read all those. and I think, we talked about this during the time. The Winnick era, I was really looking forward to, but I was really disappointed with it.
Mm-hmm.
And when Ben Robb came on, I think what really hurt ultimately his run was that he was told at the last minute that, hey, you're off the book.
Mm-hmm.
And we got that weirdness at the end, which I think really kind of hurt the overall story, ultimately. And then Rebirth, Rebirth was just, and that's something that I really think John should get a ton of credit for. Green Lantern had been on probably a downward sales slump, for quite a while, and they decided to end it and bring back Hal. But it was done in such a way that we didn't lose Kyle, and we got Guy back, and we got John, and we got the core, and we got all of the mythology and all of the the cosmic stuff. It was amazing. And then it ended like this. So I mean, overall, I think the Ron Mars, Daryl Banks stuff saved Green Lantern in the 90s
Oh yeah.
and brought it to a new level that it was at for, while Mars and Banks were on the book. Once they left, I think it started kind of a slide,
Mm-hmm.
with Winnick. And as good as that was, and it was needed for the title, I don't think it was, I mean, Rebirth was seismic for Green Lantern. It was just this massive, and it just kept getting better up until Blackest Night. And then I really feel like the quality kind of starts to fall off at that point. But overall, if we just look at the Jeff Johns era, I have to say it's, even with the less than amazing ending and the rise of the Third Army and all that stuff, I would have to say that it's the height of Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
The sales were best, the stories were the best. Now, I'm accepting current because I really enjoy the current stuff, but the current stuff is not as I mean, I don't know if we can make people understand how big a deal Rebirth was and
Oh,
how
yeah.
big a deal Sinestro Corps was, Sinestro Corps War, and how huge Blackest Night was. I mean, all of these stories leading up to that was, it was just wonderful. So overall, I think Jeff Johns did, some inspired work on Green Lantern, with the cores and introducing, giving us back the grandeur of the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
But and I think it's probably now, granted, we haven't got into other eras yet, but at this point, it's my favorite era of Green Lantern.
Oh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if we have to go. What's your favorite era? Is it Hard Traveling Heroes? No, it's not. That's not mine. Sorry.
That's what I want to hear. Everyone just email us. Tell us what your favorite era of Green Lantern.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, mine has to be the Rebirth era. It's so good. I mean, and obviously that's going to play well with me because I'm such a fan of Hal Jordan. So,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious, what do you think?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, I like the early Kyle stuff because I'm such a fan of Kyle Rayner. Rebirth, I mean, I like Rebirth too. Rebirth is really good. And again, I again like the ones you mentioned, Sinestro Corps and Blackest Night. But I think if you had to pin me down, yeah, I mean, I like the early Kyle stuff, and Rebirth is a very close second. So,
Gotcha. I mean, and hey, that was also a really big shift for Green Lantern too.
yeah.
When at times. So yeah. Hey, no hate here, man. I completely understand. I mean, we we love what we love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping we're gonna love what comes next, but I'm thinking that that's probably not going to happen because it's associated with the new 52.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. All right. Well, next time, we're going to start some of those decimal issues because, yes, we're going to cover Green Lantern 21 through 23, 23.2, and 23.3. And then the week after will be Flash Annual 2 because there's a Green Lantern guest star, and Green Lantern Corps 21 through 23. Oh, we're gonna have to figure out at some point when the remember we want to take a break from New 52 at least once a quarter, where we're gonna take our break.
Yeah, and go do something else.
Yes.
So when you said, are we doing 23.1, 2, 3, and 4?
No, I was looking because the thing I saw, we're just doing 23.2 and 23.3 because 23.1, I guess, must happen, I don't know, earlier or later because it's like on an episode after that. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, coul. Did they do those 23 dots for Green Lantern Corps, Red Lanterns, or New Guardians?
I thought I saw. Or maybe I don't see them. It might just. Is it just Green Lantern? Oh wait. 24. Yeah, it might just be for the Green Lantern book. I'm not seeing decimals for anything else. Huh.
Now I think that there's a combo issue of Green Lantern and Red Lanterns. It's a flip book.
Maybe I can't remember which. Oh, was it one of those? I can't remember.
27 maybe or something. I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, but, I'm sure we'll find it when we get there.
Yeah. When we get there.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's the other thing. Yeah, when we get to our special non-New 52 issue or episode, what do you want us to cover? I mean, do you want us to do the hard traveling heroes already? Like I said, I want to save the guy Gardner for closer to the Superman movie. So.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the cool thing about the Hard Traveling Heroes book, it actually goes past what I consider hard traveling heroes in the omnibus. It goes all the way up to let's see, where was it? Green Lantern. It goes all the way up to number 123. And then it includes some other stuff, like the Legends of the DC Universe that Denny O'Neil wrote, with Hal in Vietnam or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And some other things that, are kind of thrown in there. But, I mean, it's 60, that's what, 53 issues, 76 up to, I mean, it's a bunch of issues, so.
Yeah, let's split those up.
But I mean, the hardcore hard traveling heroes, 76 through 89. That's the O'Neil Adams.
Yeah.
Plus maybe the first few flashback up stories. I don't know how many that they did together, but yeah, that's kind of what I consider the hard traveling heroes books.
Yeah.
So,
right.
But yeah, I mean, we've got. We still have lots of Green Lantern to talk about, although we're getting close to Godhead. I have read.
Oh, you did read it?
Yeah, I got the hardcover. I'm like, I'm going to read this. I'm like, what? Wait, Carol and Kyle? What? Wait, they know the new gods. John failed the gods. What? Sorry. So it was just lots of whats.
Yes. All right. I got another show to do. So yes. All right,
Okay.
kid. That's all right. So yeah, send us your thoughts on all of it, on the wrap up of this, all of it. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find every episode we've done, even before Capes and Lunatics, CapesLunatics.wordpress.com. You can always support us by buying merch at TeePublic or Spring websites. You can also rain random money on us through the Cash App link, as that Dark Red Lantern Love Hellfire demands. You can always subscribe to our Patreon, where you get exclusive, uncensored content every month. And if you're a patron, you can tell us what to do and what to talk about. So Subscribe to the Patreon at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. Now, Mr. Will Allred, master of the core, master of the quantum zone, master of podcasting, and several successful Kickstarter campaigns. Hope we'll see the next one soon. Mr. Will Allred, where can people?
I hope so. You can find me at Walred, and that's at Gmail and Blue Sky and Facebook and Twitter and probably some other places as well that I'm forgetting. If you'd like to check out the books that I write, right now, Crossover Division is we're up to number 6, which will be launching hopefully soon. Still waiting for some of the art to come in on that one, but it'll be at you can check that out at crossoverdivision.com. If you want to check out an older book that I wrote, 4 issues, it's collected in a trade paperback, Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And you obviously have great taste because you're hanging out with Phil and I, talking about Green Lantern, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do. And if you'd like to find out more about Quasar, you can do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day.
Yeah, boys, you look at the party. I love the party.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
I do.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Again, next time we'll get some more Green Lantern. We'll see what this whole thing looks like without Jeff Johns and the others.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it'll be paced a little better.
Yes. Third Army has risen and fallen very well, not quickly, but easily.
Yeah.
We've faced the slow wrath of the First Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, hug your inner child, but don't jump off that cliff. Good night.